Hello, viewers. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today, this evening? Wherever you are in the world at the moment when you're watching this, I hope you're staying safe and well. Thank you very much for your well wishes, urging me to stay safe and well as well. And I can assure you that's exactly what I'm doing. We have been in pretty much isolation for the last at least 3 weeks now. Australia has a very strong, significant lockdown going on. That will continue now for at least another 3 weeks to a month, I think. And we're getting on top of the numbers. So all things being equal, if we don't reopen too soon, we hopefully can get a handle on this virus. Thank you also for your feedback on my last reading. As you would have seen, I was fairly passionate about that subject. It just goes to show you. I spent some time as a public servant in the public service, and I understand what I can't even mention what I spoke about, because a lot of videos just get demonetized and they're not circulated for various reasons, and that word is one of the reasons, or that subject that I read on is one of the reasons. And some of my viewers said, look, I'm not even getting notifications, they're not circulating. So it is, I think, down to the kinds of subjects. I think all the tech companies are taking a certain view about what they want to actively promote and what they don't. And I don't think that anything to do with what is occurring globally at the moment is something that their clients, what keeps their business going, really want to be getting behind. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but this is a free platform, and so we're subject to those rules. Having said that, I do want to thank you for all your support of my last reading, and I did want to jump on today and continue some other topics for us. So there's been a lot of commentary around the Mueller report, and of course Judge Reggie Walters was going to release an unredacted portion of that report. That has been delayed now till at least April the 20th, if not later, simply because of what is occurring in the world with this virus. That's really unfortunate. The other delay was an appearance by Bill Barr, the DOJ Attorney General. He was to come before the House and explain a few things. One of them was around various aspects of what he's been doing in the last 8 months to protect this president. Well, this is again a bit of a lucky break for Donald Trump, because those things have been put on the back burner. Will we see the Mueller report before the November election? I do believe we will. And that's what I want to start the reading off on, and then just look at a couple of other questions that I've had from viewers, so that we can sit back and see where our intuition and our insights lead us. That's the aim of this reading. These readings, they are, again, for entertainment purposes. That's my disclaimer. But they're also there to spark your own intuition, and so that you think or dig a little bit more deeply to the truth, because this is the battle that we're in. Make no mistake about it. It is about finding the truth and then acting on the truth, and that will be the foundation of the new starts that will come into the world post-virus. Okay, I've seen that. I do believe that. All right, so let's start again with Mueller. So much truth lay hidden, didn't it? That Judge Walters felt it appropriate to come out and really criticise the way that Barr handled that report. All right, so let's have a look. What is in that unredacted copy that would make this judge a George Bush appointee, Republican appointee? What's in this unredacted Mueller report that would cause him to really criticise an attorney general? What's going on here? Show me, Spirit, if you can. What's in that? What is in that Mueller report? That unredacted Mueller report that's made Judge Reggie Walters so angry, I think. Well, so indignant, so disappointed in the DOJ and the Attorney General, or in the Attorney General. Show me what is in this unredacted Mueller report. Something pretty strong, because the Knight of Swords is the harsh truth. Sorry, the Knight of Wands. That is talking about a plan, a fairly strong plan. Knights are very quick acting. The Knight of Swords, of course, is bringing. The Knight of Swords is on the bottom of the pack. Is bringing forward. Hang on, let me talk about. Subliminal peripheral vision here. The Knight of Swords is on at the base of the pack. That is a very, very harsh truth coming forward. That's a blood red sky here. This is something that is going to shock us. The signifier card here is the Knight of Wands. I'm using my Mystic Spiral, Tarot of the Mystic Spiral. I don't often use this deck, so it's not as familiar to me, but it's usually pretty good when I do use it. Let's just put it like that. The Knight of Wands. Okay, so the signifier card, there was a plan here. From the looks of this, it could even be something impeachable, because this card came up and signified my impeachment card when in the middle of the Trump impeachment. But this is definitely a plan that was driven forward here, and may involve more than just Trump. This might be what might be in the unredacted copy here. Let's see what the challenge is. The Wheel of Fortune. So turning something in someone's favour, but this is also karmic and timing as well. So this again could relate to the timing of the release of the Mueller report, whether or not that will be before the election, because timing and completions, the Wheel of Fortune, the karmic card, is in the challenge position to that. Let's keep going. The foundation of the reading is the Ace of Wands. So again, the foundation is the strength of the reading. Whatever is in that unredacted Mueller report will lead to a new start. I'm feeling it's also the plan, a plan that was hatched. I think this is very strongly tying the Russians into the election win. It must have been something fairly strong for Barr to redact what he did. Now, in the past position, we've got the loss, the Five of Cups, the loss card. Lots of spilt cups here, lots of water overflowing. This is in the past position, the Five of Cups. Well, that's, of course, has been the way that we have been since the 2016 election. Let me just bring down the laptop. What's in the sky? There's been plenty of that. The Seven of Pentacles. This is the harvest not occurring. This is again a downturn in finances. This is the harvest not being completed. But this is also, I can see crop circles and Stonehenge in this card. And crop circles are man-made as well. Well, in this card they're man-made because this person has a cutting implement and he's making those crop circles. So it implies some kind of deceit particularly around money. This could be around campaign donations. let's keep going and see what we can glean. The Five of Wands, obstacles, challenges. In the early days when I read on Mueller, he always, in a particular deck I used, there was always a spider web, and the spider, if you can remember back that far, the Five of Wands talks about spinning a web of lies, basically, but a web to catch someone. And this again is Mueller. So whatever he is in this report, my logical head from looking at that card is telling me that Mueller caught the fly in that unredacted report. It's interesting. This is also, I think, involving the GOP, the Republican Party. Right now, we've got the truths. This is the Seven of Swords. I just finished a reading for another forum, and this card came up as something that we would learn in a post-virus world, that the truth that there are fairly dire consequences when the truth is not upheld. And this is in the here and now. We've got the Knight of Swords slaying the Minotaur. Don't forget that the Knight of Swords is at the base of the pack. So there is something pretty significant in this unredacted report. But we've got restrictions with this Eight of Swords. This could be enough also, whatever's in here, coming at this time, might be enough to, I don't know whether it's going to end the Trump presidency, but there's something pretty huge here. But this is also speaking about the truth being restricted as well. So this is restricting information. Okay. In the hopes and fears, we've got the Eight of Cups, and this is, again, leaving something behind, turning your back. This is a lost card, basically. And in this card, this person is fleeing what looks to be like a sea monster or some kind of monster. This person is fleeing that. That's in the fear position. So again, whatever's here is quite significant. In the outcome card, we've got the Hierophant. So this could be, again, tying something back to the government, to the Republican Party in some way. The King of Wands leadership. Okay. That's the courts also. That could be the judge. And the Knave of Wands, the spy in the camp. Somebody has ratted somebody else out in that unredacted Mueller report. What's at the base? Of course, we have our Knight of Swords, this harsh truth coming forward at the base of the pack. And it is about the way that he won the election. That's the Six of Wands. That's the victory card. But we've also got the Tower. The Tower is upon us as well, and that's has delayed the release of the Mueller report. There's something very, very, very significant in this that could actually assist with outing the truth here. It's going to draw something together in a way that is going to cause Congress to act, or Congress will have to act. So that is going to be fairly significant. Okay, all right. Wow. All right, let's see. Well, will it come forward? Because at the moment it's being restricted. Now, why is it being restricted? Because of the what is occurring with this virus. That order came from Judge Beryl Howe down to Judge Walters to delay. Everything has been delayed because of this virus in the judiciary. All right, let's see. Will it come out before the election? Just a couple of cards, Spirit. Will it come out? I feel it will, because I'm hearing a fairly strong yes, and I'm seeing that Knight of Swords again. Will it come out before the election? The Eight of Cups, we've got, again, this lost card, this fleeing the sea monster, and we have the courts here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. This, of course, is the downturn. This is the effect of the virus. But here we've got our Knight of Swords, and I kept seeing that in my vision when I shuffled here. I kept seeing the Knight of Swords. So I feel that the Lovers card at the base of the pack, I feel that it will. And Six of Swords, healing and moving on from very troubled waters, coming very close to losing the ship in that whirlpool, but being able to avoid it. And they're all holding up swords. They're all holding up swords. So yes, I do feel it will be out before the election. So let's move to will there be a second wave of the virus? I am not feeling that there will be a significant second wave. If there is, we have learnt enough to manage it better than what we did before. So we have indicators in place. It's like a barometer. As soon as it goes up or rises, we start to do what we need to do to bring it down. So I don't feel that there will be a significant second wave to the likes of what we are experiencing now. But let's have a look. I want to give these cards a big shuffle. They performed so well with the Mueller report. Something's coming out. Five of Cups is loss. And I do feel, that's Spirit's way of acknowledging just how difficult this time is for us. So let's have a look. Will there be a second wave of this virus? Will there be a second wave of this virus? Will there be a second wave of this virus? So I'm seeing the Six of Swords again. So I'm feeling that possibly there won't be, but I'm always drawn to that's the Ace of Pentacles. That's the Eagle. I'm always drawn to the economy here and what it might look like by the time we get into a timeline where we would be even experiencing a second wave, which would be, I guess, in your winter months. I feel the economy is going to be the main concern there. Challenged by the loss here. Will there be a second wave? The Knight of Swords is the foundation of the reading. This again is also, this is the Knave of Swords. I'm sorry. This is also indicating it's not a king, it's not a knight. There will be a slower pace. If there is, it's not going to be a huge wave. It's going to be a smaller, more manageable wave, because we will have learnt. Here we go, the Magician card in the past position. We will know enough now to avoid that huge second wave. The Queen of Swords, absolutely. This is objectivity, truth, and logic. So if I'm talking about a post US election world, I'm seeing a different ball game altogether. The Two of Wands, playing the waiting game, but also putting in plans now, place plans now for the future. The Sun right in the present position, that's a fairly bright card. The Sun is my card for this virus. It's in the present position. What's the environment around? Yeah, leadership, King of Wands, people taking the time to figure this out. This is making plans. This in this particular deck, Fibonacci. If you go back to see who Fibonacci was, this is telling me that a vaccine will be here in 12 months' time. Okay, Fibonacci. If you look at the Fibonacci spiral, that is everything in nature has a particular pattern. As there are plans here and a ruler here, a measurement, I'm feeling that we will have testing and we will have, if not a vaccine, fairly strong testing regime in place. it's something we fear with this Ten of Swords, but this is also telling me that we will have already experienced the lowest point in this cycle. The High Priestess, number 2. The High Priestess, it's funny, she's got her feet in the waters here. And this is the waters of emotions. So plans are afoot, I feel, to stop this second wave occurring. The High Priestess comes before the Magician as somebody that where the ideas start, and then we bring them through into reality. So it's almost like it will be stopped from becoming reality. Yeah. The Seven of Swords. It will be stopped because we will have somehow made huge changes by then. And the Three of Swords, we will have been through our loss. We will understand the beast, if you want to call the virus the beast, and we will have in some way defeated it. But with the High Priestess there, it tells me that there is reason for caution, that there is reason to remain objective, to focus on the truth, to focus on the strategies and plans. Right now we are moving toward a new start with this Ace of Cups. The Seven of Cups, having to make choices now, and the justice that underlines everything, everything that we do at the moment. The balance is so important. If we're out of balance, if we make the wrong decisions, then of course anything could change. And this is what this High Priestess is saying: be vigilant, and you will defeat or slay the beast. However, there is much heartache between now and then. So this gives me hope that in some way we will, the science will have advanced enough to handle this Sun card, because the other aspect of the Sun is happiness, and that would come with a breakthrough of some description. So I'm reasonably optimistic that we won't have a second wave which would rival the one that we're currently experiencing. Okay, so let's have a look. I'll just do a quick pull because I want to get on to Russia. Has the virus slowed Russia's interference in American politics? But let's just go first to, will there be a vaccine successfully developed by then? Will there be a vaccine successfully developed? Will there be a vaccine? I feel now, because I got a hesitation there, and that's not what I've got previously. I feel that there is some new aspects that they are considering. Now, I have read reports that the virus in China appears, or in some places across the world, appears to be mutating. So the vaccine that they will have a vaccine, but it has to be very thoroughly tested to make sure that it is successful. I think what they're finding is that it would be not cautious to jump the gun. That's where I feel the thinking, or the energy. When I feel into the energy, I feel that's where they are at now, and I'm picking up that caution. Okay, whereas I didn't pick it up before. It was all systems go. Let's do this as quickly as we can. Let's get in and do this. But there's now, like in any great breakthrough in the engine room, there are calls to go back to the plans, and that's what I feel. That's what they're doing now. They're re-examining the plans. Okay, so when I say plans, that's the structure of the vaccine. They're studying the more they study this virus, the more they learn. Okay, so will there be a vaccine? Will there be a vaccine? Will there be a vaccine for this? Yeah, there will be. and it will be available worldwide because here's the world card, endings and beginnings. It will bring this to a close when they eventually do get it right, and there will be new beginnings there. The world card will be available across the world, so please don't worry. The Six of Swords, my beautiful Six of Swords. I love to see the Six of Swords moving on from that whirlpool that threatens to sink the ships, but that they're also holding those swords of truth. So when we do get a vaccine, it will be tried and tested, and it will be okay because we've got the star here, the star of hope. So these are beautiful cards, and I do have the King of Cups as well coming out. Also in the reverse. So the King of Cups, of course, he's working at his desk. It's actually Leonardo da Vinci, and this is you will be very familiar with his diagram of man here. Interesting cards to come forth, but that was in the reverse, so I'm going to draw a clarifier on why that came out in the reverse. I'm just going to see if I can pick up why that might have come out in the reverse right now. I'm tapping into the current energies. There is not enough support at this point in time for a collaboration. We must collaborate. And if you look at my last reading, I feel that's probably one of the reasons why I was so passionate about that particular reading. If we work together, if we share information, if we work as a world without borders, we will achieve the absolute impossible, and we will have a successful vaccine. It's all around choices at the base of the pack here with this Seven of Cups. There is high emotion here, and we do have to move away from lies, from deceit, from false cures, from the profiteering. In the UK, you will know that the antibody tests that they bought from China proved to be unsuccessful. And so we have a way to get to before we actually reach the vaccine in terms of our attitudes, the way that we're doing things. If we move like this, the Seven of Swords, with this strategy, the lies, the strategy to defeat the competitiveness, the shutting others out. If we're not in this King of Cups energy, and this is something that the director of that organisation said, that this virus will exploit our weaknesses. That's why that came out in reverse at this point in time. But ultimately, I feel I'm just going to draw a clarification on Leonardo da Vinci card. Let's have a look. Show me, will we actually be able to come together and work together? Will we be able to come together and work together? Come together, work together, come together, work together. Queen of Pentacles. The economy, but also money. But I do have the Three of Chalices as well. I feel also this is funding. Funding's very important to go to the right places to get this, to get what we need. The Three of Cups here, there's Franklin, there's Watson, and there's Crick. All working together. So there's the answer to why the King of Cups came out in reverse. If we work together, the base of the pack, we have death, endings, taking what this virus is taking away from us. We do have abuse of power. If we end that abuse, if we catch that spider, or catch that fly, I should say, then we will defeat it. But I'm seeing the economy really paying a huge price here. So, all right, one last question about Russia, whether or not I've had requests to read on Russia, whether or not Russia's interference, because show me how Russia is battling this virus. That's now Trump has said he's sending 1,000 ventilators at a time when the US doesn't have enough ventilators, sending 1,000 ventilators to Russia. And again, someone said, is he doing this leveraging again with countries in order to get what he needs? Of course, the big news today was that William Barr, at the time that Australia was trying to free two bloggers that were imprisoned in Iran, the DOJ was assisting them and wanted dirt on the Mueller report, the origins of the Mueller report from Australia's government. Now, Barr was supposed to come before Congress on March the 31st, and he can't. I feel he will get, he will get, the Congress will get the opportunity to hold him accountable, but it has been delayed at this point in time. So let's move to, has Russia, show me the virus in Russia at the moment. Let me just shuffle these cards. Show me the virus in Russia. Show me the virus in Russia. Show me the virus. Russia, yeah. Well, the Knight of Swords is there. If they're not in lockdown, they are being forced into that position, because that card only comes forward when numbers are escalating and you have to take some extreme action here. The Six of Cups, going back to the past, is the challenge. Okay, so that's telling me that their normal routines, their normal way of life is being challenged by this virus. So they're having to fairly heavily restrict their movements. The Seven of Cups, choices, illusions and delusions. We're not really getting a strong flow of information coming out of Russia. Here's our Knight of Wands in the past. And of course that, to me, is the Russian interference in American politics, including in the Ukraine matter, and which led to the impeachment of Donald Trump. They are restricted, and they're going to be restricted even further. So cases will be on the rise. The Nine of Cups is in the immediate future, is the wish card, but this is also bringing everything into balance. So they will be able to get a hold, I feel, on this, but not until there's fairly severe restrictions. The Seven of Pentacles, their economy, because of the restrictions, because of the drop in oil prices, their economy is going to suffer. The Knave of Wands, that is a small political movement, I feel, because of the downturn in the economy. Perhaps the start of insurrection, or the start of pushback against Putin, how he might have handled this virus. The Empress in the hopes and fears. Their economy is really starting to slide, and the Empress is a long-term view as well. The harvest is a season or a year, a growing season, and that abundance, that's the fear that abundance just won't be there. So in a way, what I'm feeling is Putin and the oligarchs are more worried about the economy tanking than they are about people dying. They are going to get on top with this Six of Wands, which is victory. They are going to get on top of it, but it's going to hit them very, very hard. I just feel that trajectory going up before they come to total lockdown. And of course, we've got the Ace of Wands here, having to put into place fairly significant plans as a result of that. Now, we have the Knave of Pentacles here. So again, at the moment, what is happening is, this is Pythagoras as well, there's a need, they're meeting about the economy. The Five of Cups, the numbers that have succumbed to this virus, there is a dark night of the soul there for Russia. But I do feel that they will endure because I've got the strength and endurance card. At the moment, those that are in power are more concerned about the economy. They will have to learn from the lessons that this virus teaches us all, that the health, if you don't look after the health, then you can't look after the economy. Because this virus, as I keep saying, won't be argued with. All right, so expect numbers to rise there. We're not getting the full picture. We may not know the extent of what that virus is doing in Russia, but right now they're very, very concerned about their economy. All right. Have they let up? Has this virus slowed or stopped interference? Not stopped. Has the virus slowed interference in American politics? So there's more pressure now for those sanctions to be lifted. The 10 of Cups, that is my voter card. That's a victory. There's a lot of victory around that. The challenge is the 10 of Pentacles, the money. So as their economy tracks downwards, so does their ability, because money buys influence. Money procures services. Money corrupts certain things. That we've got completions here, so their financial ability to disrupt things is limited. There's big loss here for Russia. I'll just pull a Celtic cross. The devil in the past, it's in the past position, El Diablo. Okay, so greed, avarice, but also the shadow side of things, temptation. It's in the past position. Let's see what's in the sky. The Eight of Wands. Things are just coming so quickly at them. In a way, I mean, there's a beautiful rose here in this card. In a way, despite things occurring so quickly, there is an upside of this in a way. For us, really. And the Queen of Wands, we've got movement forward. The Queen is security, stability. This card came before the midterm elections for me, and I'll just draw a clarifier on that. The Six of Pentacles, well, I'll keep going with the, because that's in the here and now, giving and receiving help, loans and debts. Okay, so the environment around is the Hangman. Their economy slowing is going to have, as I said, a direct impact. They also want those sanctions lifted, but everything has stopped in that regard as well. No wonder he's giving them 1,000 ventilators. If he can't lift the sanctions, he'll give them ventilators. Six of Cups, in the hopes and the fears. They fear a change of government in November because of all of this. The Nine of Cups, though, wish card. Let's see what is fulfilling that. The High Priestess. Okay, so at this point in time, it's like wishing for those secrets to stay hidden. But the Two of Pentacles, again, this is walking a tightrope, manipulation. But we have death, endings. So the virus has almost produced this need for a new start. 1, Ace of Cups. 2, Ace of Swords. Okay, so the virus has produced the need for new starts. So I feel again that the Eight of Pentacles, that this talks about sustainability to create something lasting. I feel that's in jeopardy, and I am getting my Knight of Wands here. Interesting. That card is a new, along with the Queen of Wands, is something new developing, something that they may not necessarily be able to control. And that, of course, is a loss for Trump in the elections, or perhaps even something further, information emerging before the election around the loans and debts. Okay, so while this virus may have halted or stalled some things, the fact that I see these cards occurring shows me that they're more likely to come out before the election than after. Anyway, Russia's economy, watch that space. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. If you've stayed with me for the entirety of this reading, well done, well done. You got to the place where Russia has been cobbled by the downturn in its economy. All right, thank you so much for tuning in.